Hi everyone, I'm Alexis.
I'm Ananya.
And I'm Vera, and we're here to let you know that the Student Hunger Drive is in full swing and will be coming to a close with the drop of the Cans 2.0 video on April 30th.
To continue to donate to the Student Hunger Drive and help AK raise money to fight food insecurity and hunger in North Carolina, you can donate to the link on the screen and in the AK Student News Instagram bio, or use this QR code.
We will have another physical can donation drop-off day on Tuesday, April 27th. Also, we're having another percent night on Wednesday, April 28th at Chipotle.
For the percent night, be sure to say that you are with the AK Student Hunger Drive. For the drop-off date, you can bring cans for your grade level or cans to can your man. We will have bins for all the Mr. AK candidates outside with us.
We need your support to help those who need it in North Carolina and to beat Prov. Help us finish strong, and have a great day, AK.
Good morning, AK. I'm Lee Hepworth.
I'm Shreya.
And I'm Connor, and these are your morning announcements.
Sylvian Learning has partnered with AKHS Booster Club for a college prep and tutoring raffle. Purchase a raffle ticket to win one of 4 SAT or ACT tutoring scholarships, 15 hours at over $750 value. They're on sale now at Pay for School Stuff until May 14th. It's $5 for 1 ticket, $10 for 3 tickets, and $20 for 8 tickets. 4 winners will be announced May 17th. If you have any questions, please contact akhsabc@gmail.com, and the website is www.payforschoolstuff.com. Click Athletics and scroll to SAT/ACT tutoring raffle ticket to apply.
This summer, Ballantine Families is collecting donations to support students in need over the summer when they cannot access school meals. We're supporting 70 families right now and would love to have students and their families support one family for half of the summer. This is the final push into our next school year, and we would love to get through with your help. You can sign up at tinyurl.com/bfsummer-2021 by May 14th, 2021.
It's time for the AK Sports Report. AK football gave defending 4AA state champion Vance all they could handle, leading at halftime and double digits in the third quarter. The Knights couldn't hold off a very talented Cougars team, ultimately falling in a great first-round state playoff game. Still very proud of the Knights for overcoming many obstacles in another great season for the program, highlighted by SOMEC 7 Conference Championship three-peat.
AK Women's Soccer took care of business in their only conference game, improving 5-1 in the SOMEC 7 Conference before dropping a non-conference game to Clover.
AK softball continued their win streak with 3 straight victories, including 2 in the conference play to improve 5-1 in SOMEC 7 conference play.
AK men's and women's golf were back in action with the men's earning victory over Hickory Ridge and South Mech to improve to 5-1 on the season, and the women over South Mech to remain undefeated at 7-0 on the year. As always, we will be back next week with more updates.
Congratulations to the following students who auditioned for and were accepted into the North Carolina All-State Honors Band. Anjali Nelator for flute, Karis Wong for flute, Raghav Gopalakrishnan for clarinet, Chelsea Yu for clarinet, and Alexander Balicki for horn.
Congratulations to the following students who auditioned for and were accepted in the South Central All District Honors Band. Angela G, flute, Karis Hung, flute, Angela Nelator, flute, Daniela Kufentens, flute, Gwen Langford, oboe, Talia Cho, clarinet, Chelsea Yu, clarinet, Raghav Gopalakrishnan, clarinet, Sangeeth Patel, clarinet, Anisha Kundu, clarinet, Marissa Harper, bass clarinet, Gabriel Schul, alto saxophone, Micah Agiman, alto saxophone, Max Yu, trumpet, Alexander Biliak, horn, and finally, Asmita Sarswat, baritone. Congrats to you all.
Each year, the AK Theater 3 and AK Theater 4 students craft a student-written and directed children's play for 3 Title I elementary schools. Due to COVID this year, the students came together to write and produce character education videos for all kindergarten through 5th graders in the Southwest Learning Community. With the help of Mr. Gabbard, Ms. Rolfe, and Ms. Arani, students had unique plays to watch and finished with an art project to take home to their families. Please see the images for all the character education themes.
The Mighty Knight Marching Band is preparing for their fall season. If you are interested in becoming a member of our color guard, please use your phone to open the QR code to fill out the interest form. Please refer to the flyer and video for more information.
For any sophomore that missed the pre-ACT on April 21st, the makeup date is Tuesday, April 27th. Please report directly to the Media Center at 10:15 a.m. to participate. You will need to bring number 2 pencils and a calculator.
From May 3rd to May 17th, students in advanced placement courses will be taking their AP exams in person during AP Administration 1. The full testing schedule can be found on the AK website. For each AP exam, students will need to bring a photo ID, wooden number 2 pencils, and a black or blue pen. Cell phones, Apple Watches, Fitbits, and other electronics that are capable of accessing the internet are prohibited in AP testing rooms. Therefore, students must leave these items at home or in their vehicle. If you have any questions, please contact our testing coordinator, Ms. Monica Patel.
Are you interested in becoming a school leader? Do you want to take an active role in school events and working with administration regarding student concerns? If so, the 2021 to 2022 Audrey Kell Executive Board is for you. Watch this short video with more details.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining the 2021-2022 Student Council's Executive Board Interest Meeting. My name is Rachel Brand, and I am the Student Council Advisor here at AK, along with the Dean of Students. So this presentation is fairly brief. It is just going to talk about what is needed if you are interested in applying and hopefully being a part of the Executive Board next school year. So what is Executive Board? It is a year-long honors perspective leadership class. Currently this year it is first block on B days. It could possibly be changed to A days, but it will always be first block. They deal with school-wide events and initiatives, as well as lots of community initiatives. Our members are selected by a board of our AK faculty via an application, teacher recommendation, and the interview process. This whole process starts immediately. Your minimum GPA or grade point average needs to be a 2.5 unweighted and no disciplinary concerns. If any of you have younger siblings that will be freshmen here next year, let them know there is a possible leadership opportunity for them as well. This is twice a month at the max after school. They will work with the 9th grade administrator. They'll work on specific 9th grade events and initiatives, and they are going to be elected by popular vote in the fall. It is a total of 4 members, same GPA requirements, 2.5 unweighted from the fall semester, no disciplinary concerns. Just let them know to look out for more announcements mid-November, early December for that process. So you want to join Executive Board. We're excited that you're here and hope to see your application come through. What are your next steps? 2 steps. Number 1 is complete an application no later than Monday, May 3rd by 2:30 p.m. Along with that, you will sign up for an interview no later on the same day, May 3rd at 2:30 p.m. Your total score will be a combine of your interview, your essay, your teacher recommendation, your GPA unweighted, and your attendance from this school year. Final selection will be Tuesday, May 18th. We tend to look for 7 to 10 seniors, 7 to 10 juniors, and 3 to 5 sophomores. The 2 links you see on the screen are to the application. Again, have that turned in by no later than May 3rd at 2:30 p.m. And the way to sign up for the Sign Up Genius interview, Monday, May 3rd at 2:30 p.m. All interviews will be done by Zoom. If you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. My email is on the screen. Thank you so much, and we look forward to your application.
To apply for Executive Board, complete the application on the screen. The application will open after school and will close on Monday, May 3rd at 2:30 p.m. The Student Hunger Drive is back this year. Please be sure to participate in percent nights and join us in raising money through the Second Harvest Food Bank.
Knights Building Nights, or KBK, is a leadership development and successive collaborative designed to support male students, particularly African American and Latino, as they navigate and advance through high school. KBK strives to develop a brotherhood amongst participants to support and cultivate an experience of academic, social, and developmental excellence.
Our staff birthdays for this week are Mr. Adair, Coach Montgomery, and Miss Lee. Happy birthday, teachers.
In light of recent events, the school's Asian Cultures Club has put together a presentation about what has been going on, how to get involved to help out, and information about some major issues the Asian American community has been facing. Please stay tuned for their video.
Also, please stay tuned for a video from the Club of the Week, French Club, and a video from Mr. AK.
Have a great day, AK.
Hi guys, we're a part of the officers of the Asian Cultures Club, and today we're going to talk about attacks on the Asian Americans community recently and on identity and activism. So to start off, I just want to say how the American population that is Asian is 5.6% across the nation, and it's 17 million people, which is a big part of the minority group, even though the numbers may seem small. And a state that has the biggest Asian population is California, with 14.9% of the population being Asian. And also an important fact to say is that Georgia, one of, at least to me, is the most diverse on the East Coast, Southeast, I guess, is Georgia, with a population of 3.8% being Asian. So hate crimes against Asians lately have risen at an average of 150% in the last year, and it's not by chance, it's not by accident, it's all surrounding around the culture right now and the current situation with the pandemic and where it started in China, specifically in New York, where it has changed by 800% in terms of the hate crimes against Asian Americans increasing. And I think that's insane. And it's all surrounding around what's happening right now in America. So a very important event that's happened so far with all the hate crimes, this is one of the most monumental ones, I guess, is the hate crime in Atlanta, where Robert Long has killed 8 people in various Asian-owned spas in Atlanta. And he targeted Asian women because he had a proclaimed sex addiction towards Asian women, and he wanted to end his temptations, which is absolutely horrendous. And it was excused that way, saying that, oh, he just had an addiction to women, a sexual addiction to Asian women, and that was his excuse to kill innocent people who just worked at these spas, where Asian women or more typically to work in spas like nail salons and stuff. And it's just the big climax of this whole situation so far, I guess. And with Robert Long, he's been excused saying oh, he's had a bad day, he's a really good person in his community, he's a good Christian. But it's not like that shouldn't be an excuse for murdering 8 people, you know. And the officer in Georgia, the police officer, even said himself like, oh, he had a bad day, he was at the end of his rope. And a lot of people, including our president, has said that these attacks aren't racially motivated, that it's just him having a bad day or a sexual addiction. But it truly isn't, to a point where he has to kill Asian women. And it all roots down to the problems of Asian women, how they're perceived in the media, having perceived as innocent or like exotic in a way, for people to have this addiction towards what Asian Americans are perceived as.
Right. So in the beginning of the pandemic, so during President Trump's term of presidency, he kept using terms like China virus or Kung flu to describe the virus, to refer to coronavirus. And so, as many people can tell, this really heavily influenced the rise of discrimination against Asian Americans, primarily East Asians, as many people know just by looking at the victims of these hate crimes going on. So, as Lauren mentioned, there was a shooting in Atlanta, and on the day of the shooting, Trump went on Fox News, and he pretty much said, like, at one point, we were what people wanted to be in the economy, but when we got hit with coronavirus, but what he likes to call the China virus, which please don't use those terms, it is very, very racist, that we just went down along with these other countries. And so many people believe that with him continuing to use these racist terms, that it just fuels more hate crimes, such as the shooting in Atlanta. And so, although no one has straight up came out and said, like, our motive is racially motivated, it's very obvious with the target demographic, especially with the Asian elderly being attacked, that it is racially motivated. And because of former President Trump's past racist rhetoric, racism towards Asian Americans has been extremely normalized, and the Asian American and Pacific Islander community has stayed silent until now.
So, as Lauren was talking about before, Asian women have been discriminated against and sexualized for a very long time in the U.S. So, in 1875, the Page Act was passed, which prevented Chinese women from immigrating to the U.S. because they were seen as sex workers and prostitutes, which is, it's really sad to witness that people still view them as like with these same stereotypes as prostitutes. And I'm sure some of you may have heard other names like dragon ladies or temptresses or exotic flowers or something, and it's really dehumanizing because they're people, and it doesn't make sense to reduce someone down to a stereotype. So especially has to do with like misogyny, our country is essentially built on white supremacy, and Asian women have been belittled and abused for centuries through the years of sexual assault during Eastern wars and imperialistic conflicts. So this is rooted in history, but there's no reason that we have to continue that today, since we often say that the US has a really progressive society, but I feel like that's not reflected in the current events that have been occurring. So we definitely need to change that. And also about the model minority myth. So this term was created by a white man, and it described Asian Americans as a group of being of higher socioeconomic status than other racial groups, creating racial divides and increased racism for all groups in America, especially since not every Asian is of a high socioeconomic status. Some are really underprivileged and disadvantaged, and this hurts them a lot because it puts this stereotype on Asian people that this is the way that they can be allied with other white Americans, and this is how they're elevated, and it just doesn't make sense, and that's why it's called a myth, because it doesn't exist, and it's just racist for everyone in America. So yeah.
And yeah, just to add on to Mona, actually one of the highest rates of poverty in New York is Chinatown. So it just shows how, even though there's a stereotype, this model minority myth of Asian Americans being really privileged and making the same amount of money as white people, it's clear that it's not the case. It's not monolithic. And if any of you guys took sociology, you might have heard this, the race conflict theory. And it's this idea that there's a division between the sensationalized East and the white West. And this creates stereotypes against Asian Americans that portray Asians as monolithic, which is clearly not the case. Like between the four of us, we have very different experiences as Asian Americans. There's so many different regions of Asia, and also there's different socioeconomic privileges every Asian have. Like Southeast Asians and Pacific Islanders often are less wealthy than, for example, East Asians. And then on the other side, for Asian alienation, there's from a micro-sociological symbolic interaction perspective, it's about basically the everyday human interactions on a small scale that occurs. And it's one of the, this symbolic interactionism is one of the main three sociological perspectives. And it concerns about these individual relationships in society. And this so these interactions inspire aggressive acts of violence, which is historically contrasted to the dominant black and white race relation. And oftentimes you can see this happening with the model minority myth created to almost divide Asian Americans and especially like black people of color and other people of color. It's basically just, I think it's really important to emphasize that the fight is against oppression, which is by white supremacy. It's not like all people of color need to unite together. And again, this formation of the other, the sensationalized foreign people is really been seen in history. For example, Japanese internment camps, and after 9/11 against Brown Americans, against Muslims and Sikh Americans. And this is really harmful, obviously. So yeah.
So we've compiled some resources on this last slide. So some things you can do to help, whether or not you're Asian American or what race, nationality, or ethnicity you identify with. We should all work together, and there are many ways that you can help. You can educate yourself and others, donate to organizations, inform your friends, report any crimes that you witness or that you see online, things like that. And also for these links, we have made a link tree for that. So if you would like to access these resources, you can go to our Instagram page, which is our handle is AKHSACC, and it's in our bio. So if you click on that, you can find all these resources, and there's also a button to click, which will take you to a donation page. And if you would like, you can donate to different organizations to help stop this.
And one of the best ways to, I guess, like get involved, or if you're interested in learning more, is actually joining Asian Cultures Club. Again, we're like open to anybody. And it's really just, we talk about a lot of social issues, and we even get to learn about each other's cultures. I think it's really important because you get to learn about, your classmates, which is really exciting. And yeah, this is sources.
Sorry. So yeah, join our club if you would like to get more involved. And also, with everything that's going on, please know that anyone in the Asian Cultures Club is open to talking to you, especially if you feel like you need someone to talk to cope with what's been going on with the Asian American community.
Yeah, so you can always contact us through Instagram, or if you have our emails, numbers, or any form of communication. We're open to that. We're here for you guys, and this is what our club is about. Raising awareness, supporting each other. So
thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good night, or morning, or day.
Are you someone who's interested in learning about French culture? If so, you should join the AK French Club.
French Club meets monthly to learn about and engage in French and Francophone culture, from French current events, holidays, food and life, French pop culture. French Club celebrates and delves into these topics, as well as providing volunteer opportunities for members, such as tutoring or working with the French Alliance of Charlotte.
You don't need to speak French or be a French student to join. You just need to want to learn more. learn more about the French culture.
To get in contact with us, text us through Remind to 81010 at AKFriend or reach out to us through Instagram at AKFrench. For the most up-to-date information, be sure to visit our website, bit.ly/AKFrenchClub.
Merci, and we hope to see you there.
Papa loves mambo, Mama loves mambo. Look at him sway with it, getting so gay with it, shouting ole with it, wow. Papa loves mambo, Papa loves mambo. Mama loves mambo, Mama loves mambo. Papa does great with it, swings like a gate with it, he loses weight with it. Now he goes to, she goes fro. He goes fast, she goes slow. He goes left, she goes right.
Papa's looking for Mama, but Mama is nowhere in sight.
Papa loves mambo, Mama loves mambo. Having their fling again, younger than spring again, feeling that zing again, wow. Papa loves mambo,
Papa loves mambo.
Mama loves mambo.
Mama loves mambo.
Don't play the rumba and don't play the samba, 'cause Papa loves mambo tonight.
Papa loves